I want to understand, especially for those that maybe don't get the intricacies of the Olympics and how they do these kinds of judgings, what exactly happened that led to you getting your medal stripped?
So on the day, I found out that my coaches had put in an inquiry, and that's normal. It's a common thing. There were 2 other athletes that put in inquiries before me, Simone and Rebecca Andrade, and theirs got denied. So I found out that it was kind of a quick second. I was, interacting with my teammate, and all of a sudden I put in an inquiry. And I was like, oh, okay. Inquiries, they can go up, they can go down, or they can stay the same. So there's 3 different ways that your score can, do its thing. And I found out that my score went up. And obviously, you saw the uproar. Everybody was excited. Everybody was...
Girl, it was a huge deal.
Yeah, it was a really, cool experience. And then afterwards, I, found out that they wanted to reevaluate what was happening. And my coaches had 60 seconds to put in an inquiry. And 60 seconds isn't, it's not a long time after my floor routine. And basically, there's a person that we have to go to be like, hey, we want to put an inquiry. And that person didn't stop the clock fast enough.
So it was a human error that caused it, actually.
Exactly.
Not really what happened in real time.
Exactly. And so that's why there was, a whole thing that was happening where it was 4 seconds and, there's video proof and all this stuff. So it was a devastating time.
And then became such a huge, they just made everything so intense. I feel like the only time I heard about somebody getting their medal stripped was because they was using
doping.
Some drugs.
Yep, that's another thing that I was just
I'm
confused. I'm confused. All I did was my job. It's the biggest stage of your life, and you want to, have fun. And like you were saying, the only other time I've heard people get their medal stripped is because of doping or is because, whereabouts or something crazy. Yeah. So I was just in awe, and I did go to a deep down under.
And then, the thing is, I think anytime you, as a Black person living in this world, you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to always make myself feel low and think everything's against me. Like a part of being able to excel in life as a minority is you trying not to think about all the odds that can be against you. You're kind of always thinking about, I'm moving forward, I'm gonna do my thing, hey, whatever, you like me, you don't. But this is an instance where the whole world was saying, we just saw you experience racism. Did you take that? Did you accept that? Were you kind of like, did you find yourself trying like, no, maybe it's, the rule books or like, how did you deal with that?
I honestly, at first I didn't think of it in that way until I started almost literally getting racist comments and saying this and saying that and basically people were telling me to kill myself. And it got to a really, really tough point. I had to get off of social media for a while.
Good for you.
Because it was, it was really hard to even see that as an athlete, like let alone an athlete. I'm up there. Yes, it's an all-Black podium, which is very rare. It's obviously something that people just don't like because we are dominating in areas that,
systemically we've been removed from.
Exactly.
Even the sport alone is expensive to do.
Exactly. And as being a woman of color, I was just, I started seeing it more. They didn't want to see that. They didn't want to see 3 beautiful Black women standing on that podium. They didn't want to see the fact that we were just dominating, and I really took that to heart. And again, I just went deeper into what already had happened.
It's deep what you're saying, too, because it makes me think about the crabs in the barrel concept. Because what you're saying leads me to the fact of there can only be one. So it's like, y'all can't handle the 2 aisles. Y'all can't handle the Chiles and the piles. Y'all need only one.
Yeah.
That really is interesting because I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it's the collection of as opposed to only one gets in. And that creates not just something in terms of Black and white racism, but also intercultural stuff where it's like we're always fighting for more than one position. I also remember you had spoken something because you're biracial, right? You're Latinx, and I don't know exactly what Black and what's your Latin. Okay, yes. And you said you were accused of not being Black enough sometimes.
Yep.
And dealing with that.
Yep.
So when you experience this, but then also have that experience, how do you grapple with that?
I honestly just look at it as, well, it's my life. I'm writing my own narrative. I'm writing my own book. I'm writing, things that I get it why people say those things because how I see it is every single time I get some type of comment or something, I look back and be like, you know what? This person is probably going through a tough time and they don't like something about themselves.
That's a powerful and important way to look at it because it's true.